Recording?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Helen and I met for the first time in December of '94. That sounds familiar? When I got off the plane in Hong Kong. Helen didn't like me. Helen thought I was an arrogant American. No, I met her at the New Age shop in Hong Kong. And it probably took a year or so, maybe a little longer than that. And we were at a Chinese New Year's Eve party.
Oh.
And I was talking to some people, and Helen was listening in the background. And she realized that I actually listened to people. I listened to what they had to say, and I took it into account. And she developed a bit of respect for me at that point. And she started sending me clients. I'll let you take it from there.
Okay, so number one, the moral of the story is don't judge anybody because you might end up marrying them. So somebody asked me, would I do a house clearing and blessing? And it was a complicated job, and I thought it's too difficult for me, and I recommended Daniel. There was a lady who was very bossy. She said to Daniel that if we're going to do the house clearing and blessing, we'll do it my way. And Daniel said, if I'm going to do it for you, I have to do the ceremony my way. So they argued.
And I said, bye.
And then this lady phoned me up, even when I was traveling. And this is the day when people didn't have mobile phones. So it wasn't so normal to phone people overseas. And she phoned me 3 times, and she complained about Daniel. And I said, well, then find somebody else. This is in Hong Kong. There are lots of people. Find a feng shui master, And in the end, she said, no, I think we will employ Daniel, but can you also come? And can you be
interpreter,
like an interpreter, like a in between, so I can talk to you, Helen, and then you talk to Daniel.
Wow.
Okay.
So then they flew us to San Francisco to clear their house.
They had a place in Hong Kong, and they had a house in San Francisco.
Okay.
And basically, I think really what was happening was Spirit decided that we had to be together. And the best way to do it was to put us both on an aeroplane, send us to another country, and have us work together very intensely for a whole week.
To get the space to get known to each other, right?
Right. And then something happened to me which I was so embarrassed about. I suddenly found I was really attracted to Daniel. And Daniel told me that if we're going to work together, I need to know everything you're thinking.
We need to be in tune with each other.
Everything you're feeling, so we can do this job well. And then I start feeling attracted. So embarrassed. Well, I have to be honest. I have to tell him. But so I said, I told him, and you know what he said?
I said, don't worry about that. This happens to me all the time.
Anyway.
Arrogant American.
Anyway, turns out I thought he wasn't interested in me at all. And I think maybe to begin with he wasn't really, but that changed quite quickly. Because we're working together. It's really intense, very spiritual, very focused. We really got to know each other well. And by the end of the week, to be honest, I was in love. Yeah.
And then I said, bye, go away. Helen goes back to Hong Kong. I stay in California where I'm from. I went visit family and yada, yada, yada. About 2 weeks later, I come back to Hong Kong. Helen and I talk a couple of times. She's still, and I go, I don't know. I'm going to leave Hong Kong for a while. I'll see you later. Bye. And I left.
Because you weren't ready for a relationship with me.
No.
Yeah.
I actually came to the UK for the first time. I'd never been here. So Helen basically said to me, when you're serious, when you know what you want, give me a call.
And don't call me if you're not.
Oh.
Only call me if you know what you want. Otherwise, I don't want to hear.
So about 6-7 weeks later, I pick up the phone and I call Helen. I start trying to ask her advice. She gets mad at me and she explodes. I'm still in England and Helen gets so angry. She's got to do something with the energy.
So I decided, I couldn't function. I mean, I'm sure lots of people have had that experience where you feel very passionately about someone else. You're not really sure, is it over? Is there something going to happen? And you get really a lot of emotions. So I had to do something with it. So I decided to do a ceremony, channel the energy. And in my ceremony, I was asking for a partner. I said I would like Daniel, but everybody's got free will, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't want to force Daniel if it's not good for him. I'm asking for either Daniel or somebody even better. Well, obviously there was nobody better.
And not only did she also ask for me, she said she wanted to have a baby with him.
Yeah. So I did this ceremony, and the ceremony really helped because I let go of the energy, and then what will happen will happen. And I trust spirit, either Daniel will come back in my life or there'll be somebody else. Anyway.
My turn. 4 weeks later, I'm back in Hong Kong. We have not looked back since. We got into a relationship, and that's...
Yeah, we've been together ever since.
27, 28 years ago.
Yeah.
But how do you guys really confirming, we gotta go into the serious relationship when you have reached Hong Kong?
Because Helen did the bloody ceremony.
Yeah, but
so the ceremony works.
When I got off the plane, I was ready to be in relationship.
Yeah, but to be fair, you've got free will. I did a ceremony, I didn't force you. You got to think.
Do you think you two?
If that makes you feel better, hun, go ahead.
Do you think you two energy is a very compatible to each other, or you feel the same?
No.
You are so masculine. For me,
we're not compatible. We're complementary, and mine is very different from her. You put us together, and we make a very formidable whole. Helen's 2 previous relationships, she had been in people with who she has past lives with, and she had to complete those past lives. Helen and I discovered later that her and I had never had any past lives together. We've created something totally new for us, and we just complement each other really, really well.
And I think that's why we didn't recognize each other. If you've had a past life with someone, you can sometimes recognize them straight away.
The first time I met Helen, her hair was this long.
Oh, very cool.
And it was bleach blonde, white. Everything has been perfect between us. We've had our ups and downs and our challenges, but I said this to Helen earlier, and I want to say it now. I get closer to this woman every day. I feel stronger about her every day.
Oh, so sweet.
Yeah.
And I'm closer to Helen than I've ever been to anyone else in my life. And trust me, I've had a few relationships in double digits.
And one is your best friends.
Yes, you need someone as a partner who's willing to kiss your butt, but who's also willing to bite it, and somebody who's also honest and forthright.
Yeah. And actually, in terms of as a spiritual teacher, it doesn't have to be your husband or wife. It can be your best friend.
Yeah.
It can be your business partner. It's really helpful to have somebody who's at a similar level.
But she is my business partner. She is my best friend, and she is my wife and my lover.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good thing we like intensity.
Yeah. And pretty much we do everything together. We have for 28 years.
We can feel those intensity between you two.
Yeah.
Oh. So happy to hear his story. Very inspiring. I think when we spread it out and then everyone knows how to meet their partners.
Yeah.
That's part of why I keep getting closer and closer and closer to Helen.
And we still learn stuff about each other.
Yes. I think this is I think the topic of this video is the key to success of a relationship.
Sometimes.
When you meet the one, then really sometimes got up and downs, but still we need to can grow together, be very good intensity